All right, it is 80 Nation Day. It is November the 1st, and last night marked the ending of Horrorfest 2024. 21 nights to rock. Here's a little recap. Things started on October the 11th and ended last night, as usual, on October 31st. Night one was Lost Things 2003. 3 weeks ago today. That's how long Horrorfest has been, boys. Lost Things 2003 was a first time ever viewing for Horrorfest. Night 2 was Devil Bat 1940, a second time viewing. Night 3 was Vampire Bat Devil Bat was a first time viewing. Vampire Bat 1933 was a second time viewing. Night 4 was Blood Feast 1963. Blood Feast making its first appearance since 2022, I believe. And then maybe 3 or 4 overall. And then Night 5, Drive-In Massacre 1976, making its return for the first time in a few years. But it's been there 4 or 5 times. Night 6 was Splatter University 1984, starring Dick Beale. This one has been in almost every recorded Horrorfest except one, I believe. Nice to have it back again. Nice to see it again. Night 7 was Death's Head Revisited 1961. This was a first time viewing. This one, Twilight Zone episode. Night 8 was The Demon 1991, making its first return since like 2017, I think. It's been viewed maybe 4 times at Horrorfest. The Demon, Cameron Mitchell. Night 9 was Robbing Cleopatra's Tomb 1899. This was a first time viewing. Night 10 was The Scarecrow 2024, a first time viewing. Night 11, Microwave Massacre 1983, making its first return since like 2016. So good to have that one back. Nice little dark comedy. We went from dark comedy horror to very serious. Night 12, The Gates of Hell 1980, made its return. Very nice to see that one back. First time since 2022. Maybe 4th overall. All right, Christopher George. Night 13 was Blood Tide 1982, James Earl Jones. Pleasant surprise. First time viewing of this one for Horrorfest. Night 14, It Came From Beneath the Sea 1955, another first time viewing. Night 15, The Devil Walks at Midnight. No surprise, this one was back, 1971. Maybe the 9th time total seeing this one in Horrorfest. Night 16, it's Scream Time 1983, was viewed last year and several times before. Trilogy horror. Night 17, Horror High 1974, becoming a staple for Horrorfest. 1974, Horror High, becoming a staple. Pat Carty, it's a good one. Night 18. Night 18 was a doubleheader, so we had 2 on this day. This was the first one was Creature from the Haunted Sea. 1961 was the matinee presentation, a first-time viewing. And then the evening presentation was He Knows You're Alone, 1980, which has been seen a couple times before. All right, and then Night 9 was Island of the Doomed. All right, Island of the Doomed, the Night 19, 1967. Cameron Mitchell movie. 2 Cameron Mitchell movies for Horrorfest this year. The off-the-shelf William Shatner actor. Great actor. And then Night 20 was Night of the Living Dead, 1968. Nice pick by Andy. And finally, Night 21. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, 1982. Last night's feature presentation. Halloween 3, 1982. This is a film that I really like a lot. So this is one. It was a big surprise. I threw it in there, and it was even better than times past. For the first time that we've seen Halloween 3 since like 2015, I think, the first recorded Horrorfest year. So the 80s dominated this year for Horrorfest. 8 movies from the 1980s. 5 from the 60s. Pretty heavy on the 60s this year. A little surprising. Only 3 from the 70s. 70s is one of my favorite decades of horror, and there's only 3 this year. And then there was 150s, 140s, 130s, one 1890s, one 2000s, and one 2020s. My top 3 favorite for this year that I enjoyed the most this year were probably, if I had to pick 3, I would say Blood Feast, I enjoyed a lot, 1963. Lost Things, the premiere, the first night. Might have to bring that back next year. And then Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, 1982. From start to finish, this thing's got great intensity. It's a great story. I love the Dan O'Hurley, the bad guy. Is hilarious, is really good in this. And Tom Atkins was, I love his reaction to everything. He really helps focus on keep the intensity ramped up the entire time. It's the best Halloween movie there is. And then my least favorite, if I had to pick one least favorite, it would definitely be Creature from the Haunted Sea, 1961. Very weak. A Roger Corman film. I thought it would be better, but gosh, it's really unwatchable. Dreck. So a lot of first-time viewings this year for Horrorfest. Lost Things, Devil Bat, Death's Head Revisited, Robbing Cleopatra's Tomb, Scarecrow, Blood Tide, Came from Beneath the Sea, Creature from the Haunted Sea. Okay, 8. That's pretty good. So 8 new ones. That's a lot. That's a lot for Horrorfest. The good thing about having a long Horrorfest is that you get to sample out maybe some new ones like that. The bad thing about having a long Horrorfest is that you kind of get suckered into thinking, tricked into thinking like this is going to just last forever, and it doesn't. And with a more tighter one, like 17 nights, or 16 nights even, you can really get a better little narrative going and really, keep it up. But this is a pretty solid Horrorfest. I think last year's set list for me was a little better. But this one was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed your Horrorfest. It ends today. It is over. The one movie that was not on the list this year, that has been on the list all 9 years before, notice was not viewed this time, and that was The Slumber Party Massacre, 1982. The Blasphemy. I may have to go ahead and watch it tonight. All right, guys. Later.